many women have vulvas and vaginas, so today let's talk about them.
Top end, we have the clitoral hood, we have the clitoris, and then we have the labia, external and internal, so the lips that fold over to protect the vulva, and then we have the urethra, which is a separate pee hole. People don't wee out their vaginas. And then we have the vaginal entrance. Sometimes this area of the body gets called the vagina. However, that's a misnomer. This area is called the vulva. It would be a bit like calling your mouth your throat. You don't see your throat's internal. What you see on the outside is the mouth. So this is the vulva, internally it's the vagina. This whole area is not the vagina. So I mentioned the clitoris, but actually the bit that's external is actually the glands of the clitoris. This is the pea-sized part of a much bigger structure, and I have a model of one here. The clitoris is really only just becoming properly understood. It's quite a big structure that extends from the external vulva right through inside the body. So we have the glands of the clitoris here, and then internally these bulbs of the clitoris will encompass the urethra and the vagina. So the vaginal walls internally will touch the internal structure of the clitoris. And this means you can have an external orgasm where you get the glands of the clitoris being stimulated, but you can also get an internal orgasm, which is when you might have something penetrating the vagina and it's stimulating the clitoris from within.
Can you tell us a bit more about the G-spot?
So the G-spot is something which is a little bit like Schrodinger's cat. Does it exist or doesn't it exist? Some studies say it does exist, some say it doesn't. New evidence is pointing to the fact that the G-spot is where the internal structure of the clitoris touches the vagina, and that's what stimulates that pleasure spot. So it's usually about 2 inches up inside on the front wall of the vagina.
Brilliant. Can you tell us a bit about like the difference between like vaginal and penis orgasms? How do you say it? Penis orgasms? Penile?
Penile, penis?
Penile? Yeah. I'll say the question again. Okay, cool. Can you tell us a bit about the difference between vaginal? I messed up again. It's so funny talking about it. Do you want to say it?
What's
The difference between like orgasms for like penises and vaginas, like how they're different. Because like
So
we say about the nerve endings and stuff like that.
between the penis and the vagina, not the internal and external.
Or maybe just say, what about the differences between sexes, orgasms and differences between sexes or something? Keep it more general.
Yeah.
And then you're not sort of saying,
Yeah.
because I will sort of say a vague answer to begin with and then pare it down.
Cool, are you happy with that?
So, like, how are orgasms different between penises and vaginas?
Yeah, or
That's
just how orgasms differ between the sexes. That's more.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think that'd be more inclusive as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's broader.
Can I think of like the right language?
Generalisation about bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Because I wanted to say as well that if you've had bottom surgery, you can still experience orgasm too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also if you're on HRT, orgasm will feel completely different to if you're not on HRT as well. So it could change it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're trans woman on estrogen, your body will behave like a cis woman. So like the penis will act like a clitoris essentially, and like it'll.
And if you're
like
on
orgasms change.
if you're on
like that.
testosterone,
Yeah.
if you're a trans man, you'll get like way more horny at times than
The clitoris will start
Ooh.
behaving like a penis.
Do you think that's
because
a cool
they're the
question
same.
we can ask about, like how...
They're the same organ
Yeah.
essentially. It's just how they develop during.
Well, maybe that I should talk about that. Tell me more about orgasms.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Can you tell us more about
and then
orgasms?
penis and clitoris are very similar structures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then talk about that.
There's a word for it. They're like the same organ. But yeah, so just can you tell us more about orgasms?
Orgasms, yeah.
Yeah.